Hello, my friend, and welcome to Wisdom Trek. I am Guthrie Chamberlain, your guide to wisdom and creating a living legacy. Thank you for joining us for our 5-day-per-week Wisdom and Legacy Building podcast. Today is day 521 of our trek, and it is Wisdom Wednesday. Every Wednesday along life's trail, we will dig for the nuggets of wisdom that are found in the book of Proverbs. Today, we'll explore the second half of chapter 27. We are recording from our studios at the Big House in Marietta, Ohio. This past weekend was our delayed Chamberlain Christmas celebration with our 5 kids, their spouses, and 6 grandkids. We had a blessed time sharing life and a few gifts. Paula made each couple a picnic quilt and neatly folded it and placed it inside a picnic basket. They all looked beautiful and the kids really appreciated them. Of course, the time invested with our grandkids was extra special. This season of life where we are more friends and mentors with our grown children is very rewarding. We are always open to what they are learning and experiencing so that we can continue to grow in wisdom, insight, and understanding. This reminds me of verse 17 in our passage today, which says, "As iron sharpens iron." Let's start our trek as we explore verses 15 through 27. And these are more Proverbs from Solomon that were copied out by King Hezekiah. Let's start with verse 15 and 16. A quarrelsome wife is as annoying as a constant dripping on a rainy day. Stopping her complaints is like trying to stop the wind or trying to hold something with greased hands. It is difficult being around a person who enjoys arguing and complaining. This is especially true in a marriage situation where you cannot just walk away or avoid your spouse. If you have a spouse who is prone to complaining and arguing, gently over time encourage them to change their attitude for the benefit and preservation of your marriage. While you can encourage them to change, it must be their decision, since it is impossible for us to change someone else. If you attempt to change them, it will be like the constant dripping or holding something with greased hands. No matter how much you try, the results will not be effective. One note of caution, though, check yourself and make sure that you are not the person who argues and complains. Verse 17, "As iron sharpens iron, so a friend sharpens a friend." To sharpen a knife or axe, many times the tools used to sharpen the other tool is made of the same material. In the same way, the best way to grow and improve is to be part of a peer group or mastermind, where it is the intent to help each other to grow, improve, and mature. This does require loving honesty with each other for your mutual benefit. Verse number 18, "As workers who tend a fig tree are allowed to eat the fruit, so workers who protect their employer's interests will be rewarded." A farmer who grows and takes care of the crop is rewarded by being able to consume part of what is grown. In the same manner, a good worker should be rewarded for helping a business to be more profitable. That is why I personally favor compensation based on overall performance and is also tied to the profitability of the business. Verse number 19, "As a face is reflected in water, so the heart reflects the real person." Water or a mirror will show you what you really look instead of what you may picture in your own mind. In the same way, your talk and actions will reflect the person that you truly are, regardless of what you attempt to show to others. Verse number 20, "Just as death and destruction are never satisfied, so human desire is never satisfied." Death will come to all of us eventually. There is no way to prevent it, and a wildfire will continue its destruction as long as there's fuel to consume. In the same way, no amount of earthly things will ever bring us lasting satisfaction. Our desires will continue to be fueled for more. It is only when we base our desire on spiritual nourishment that our lives will be satisfied. Verse number 21, "Fire tests the purity of silver and gold. A person is tested by being praised." The only way that silver and gold can be made pure is with intense heat. The heat will bring all the impurities to the surface where it can be skimmed off. One way to test a person and know what they are really like is to see how they respond to praise. If they respond humbly, they are on their way to being made pure. If praise drives their egos and fuels their need for more power and accolades, then their lives are filled with impure thoughts and motives. Verse number 22, "You cannot separate fools from their foolishness, even if you grind them like grain with mortar and pestle." A person who is a fool is one who has rejected the precepts of God. It is impossible to remove the foolishness from them because it is who they are. Even if their lives are full of hardships and their lives are a daily grind, they will not change or turn from their foolish ways. Verses 23 through 27. "Know the state of your flocks and put your heart into caring for your herds. For riches don't last forever, and the crown might not be passed on to the next generation. After the hay is harvested and new crops appear and the mountain grasses are gathered in, your sheep will provide wool for clothing and your goods will provide the price of a field, and you will have enough goat's milk for yourself, your family, and your servant girls. This is one of the best and one of my favorite passages to encourage us to be responsible with what God has given us as our calling. We are responsible for knowing the state of our finances at all times. We need to plan and be prepared for the inevitable downturns in life and in our businesses. If you are smart and prudent with your finances, avoiding debt whenever possible, then you will always have enough to take care of yourself and everyone else that you're responsible for. In our world of instant gratification and the feeling of entitlement, choose to be different by being responsible and willing to wait for what you really want long term. Today on our Wisdom Trek, we have continued to explore the series of Solomon's Proverbs that were assembled by King Hezekiah. These Proverbs provide us with more wisdom, insight, and understanding in a myriad of relationship issues. Regardless of where you are on your faith walk, if these precepts and Proverbs are followed, you will live a rich and satisfying life. Take them and plant them in your heart so that you'll reap a harvest of wisdom. I would challenge you to take just one of the precepts that we learned today in Proverbs and commit yourself to applying it to your life. Tomorrow we will hike another short trail on our Wisdom Unplugged series where we will discover an inspirational wisdom quote. So encourage your family and friends to join us and then come along with us tomorrow for another day of Wisdom Trek, creating a legacy. That will finish our trek for today. If you'd like to listen to any of the past treks or read our Wisdom Journal, they are available at wisdom-trek.com. And thank you so much for allowing me to be your guide, your mentor, but most importantly, I am your friend, as I serve you through the Wisdom Trek podcast and journal each day. And as we take this trek of life together, let us always live abundantly, love unconditionally, listen intentionally, learn continuously, lend to others generously, lead with integrity, and then leave a living legacy each day. I am Guthrie Chamberlain, reminding you to keep moving forward, enjoy your journey, and then create a great day every day. See you tomorrow.